What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, you guys. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to survive an engineering degree. So if you guys are new to my channel, like I said, go ahead and subscribe. If you enjoy any of the content in this video, if we're taught you something new, go ahead and drop a like. Also, feel free to drop a comment. I respond to all my comments. In addition to that, we're on the road to 700 subscribers, so it would really mean a lot, like I said, if you guys want to subscribe. And yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. Okay, so how to survive an engineering degree. So as you guys know, I recently graduated with my computer science degree from ASU. I graduated from the Fulton School of Engineering. So I know a lot of people say, hey, you know, computer science, not engineering. Well, I took all the engineering classes, took all the math classes. I think really what separates me from most engineering, I think, is like certain type of different engineering disciplines take certain classes, such as aerospace engineering. They take, I believe thermodynamics or something with like physics or something like that. I actually was supposed to take physics, but I opted out and I took biology instead. Because really for a computer science degree, all you needed really was to take science classes, and I think you only needed about 12 science credits, so something like that. So all right, it's kind of a little bit of ramble, but with that being said, in this video I'm gonna try to help anyone out that's trying to get an engineering degree, in the process of getting an engineering degree. So yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into, I'm going to be sharing the top 5 tips to help you survive your engineering degree. So that being said, let's go ahead and get into tip number 1. Okay, so tip number 1 is to work ahead. So as you guys know, this is probably, I'm going to be ranking these from, like I always do on videos, from the least to the best, but working ahead is super underrated, right? So as you guys know, in each year, you're an engineer, but if you're not an engineer, then this is really how it works, right? So each of your classes, you're going to have assignments, obviously, right? But a lot of the times, a lot of these classes, you have exams, right? And these exams, you cannot wait last minute in order to get them done or to prepare for them, right? So working ahead is super important. Definitely for me, I'm going to speak from my computer science curriculum. I had a lot of projects, and these projects, you definitely can't wait last minute to get them done. So working ahead really helped a lot for me to either pass these classes, get a good grade and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely do not wait last minute. Try to work ahead as far as possible. And something that I did is I had a Google Calendar, and we used a software called Canvas. And Canvas allows you to actually connect your Google Calendar to the Canvas calendar. And so you actually see your assignments on your calendar, and you can kind of plan, like, okay, I have an assignment on the 20th. I need to start studying for this right now. Or I have an exam on the 30th. I need to start studying for this right now. So yeah, using a Google Calendar to kind of schedule either your assignments, your exams, helped me a lot. So yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into point number 2. Okay, so point number 2 to help me survive my engineering degree was I built a pretty good network, right? So obviously in all your classes, you're going to be around engineering students, right? So what I did when I first got to my class, literally the first day of class, I would sit down. The person to the left of me, I'd be like, hey man, what's your number? The person to the right of me, what's your number, right? So I'd always try to connect with classmates, try to either get their number, Discord, stuff like that, in order to obviously just to connect, in order to get help with assignments that are coming up, right? So this actually saved me a lot of times, right? There was plenty of assignments where I couldn't solve on my own, but I always reached out to my peers, and they actually were doing a good job, so they didn't mind helping me out, right? So yeah, having a good network. And this isn't just because the actual assignments too. You can build a good network, and you maybe when you graduate, you need to find a job. You can always reach out to your peers. Then a lot of my peers, actually, some of them are even working at Boeing, some of them are working at Honeywell and all these big companies. So it's really good to reach out to classmates, stuff like that, because you never know, they can graduate and they can get a good job, and they might give you either a referral or help you get into the company that they're working at. Okay, so point number 3 is to build hobbies to better your health, right? As you guys know, in engineering, honestly, in a lot of white collar jobs, you're just going to be staring at a computer screen. You're going to be collaborating with people here and there, but at least for me in computer science, you have a task, and it's pretty technical, I would say. So there isn't really much peer-to-peer collaboration. There is. Don't get me wrong, there definitely is, but I'm saying like the actual work, there's not a lot of peer-to-peer collaboration, I would say, right? So that being said, you have to build healthy hobbies in order to either protect mental health, protect your physical health, stuff like that. Yeah, so some healthy hobbies that I implemented to help me survive my engineering degree is definitely working out, going to the gym, exercising, like as I mentioned, hanging out with friends. You definitely gonna need some sort of social life, and yeah, I mean even calling family members, stuff like that. Stuff. It's honestly just anything to get you out of the monotony of the engineering work. Because I'm telling you right now, engineering is enjoying, like, or at least for me personally, I've always kind of had like a problem solving mindset, I would say. but it definitely can be kind of tedious if you're doing that. You know, I don't know, for my classes, I was at least studying like 5 hours a day. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Maybe some days I was studying like 2-3 hours, but definitely in my, you know, junior year, which is when I was taking my difficult classes, I was studying like 10 hours a day, especially if an exam was coming up. So yeah, build good habits, healthy habits, and this honestly will help you enjoy your degree and obviously protect your health as well. Okay, so point number 4 is to stick to a good sleep schedule. All right, and if you guys are not new to my channel, I always emphasize this because I feel like this is probably one of the most important things you can do is to stick with a good sleep schedule, right? Me personally, I like to wake up pretty early. I usually wake up around 5 a.m. if I'm feeling kind of tired that day, or if I, you know, was working pretty hard the previous day, I might sleep into like around 6 a.m. So I always try to stick to a sleep schedule, and the benefits of sticking to a sleep schedule might not come up in the first couple of days, especially if you're new to trying to fix your sleep schedule. The first kind of, I would say 3-4 days, you're going to be feeling really sluggish, really tired. But if you keep on waking up at the same time, going to sleep at the same time, you'll feel a lot more energized during the day. And the reason why this is important to survive your engineering program is because you're going to need a lot of energy, a lot of focus, and a lot of kind of like mental clarity in order to get your work done, right? So yeah, building a good schedule. Like I said, also using a Google Calendar. So when I do wake up, so for example, me, wake up early, usually hit the gym for 20-30 minutes, maybe 1 hour. After that, go home, shower, you know, eat a little snack or something. Then open my computer up, look at my schedule, look at my Google Calendar, be like, okay, so this is what we need to do today. I need to study for this. This is coming up. So yeah, definitely build a good schedule, build healthy sleeping habits, and yeah, trust me, that'll help you survive your engineering degree. Okay, and point number 5, like I said, this is kind of the most important point. This is something that kind of you'll notice it once you're kind of done with the degree, right? So, but if you're starting your degree right now, I want you to always keep this in mind, right? So enjoy your time, right? You're only going to college for a few years, and you know, once college is done, once you graduate, once you walk on that stage, it's pretty much over, right? So,
yes sir, yes sir. No, flex on him. Flex on.
I definitely don't take my college experience for granted. I had a lot of fun times, you know, late nights at the library, you know, studying with a bunch of people, laughing, having a good time, you know, making fun of each other because we can't solve a problem, and, you know, stuff like that. So it's definitely, in the moment you might take it for granted, but once you graduate, you walk across that stage, you might feel like, oh man, I missed out. I didn't go to enough events and stuff like that. So be sure when you're in the program, you know, definitely enjoy it, you know, have a good time, go to events, reach out socially, stuff like that. So you definitely won't regret it. And, you know, I did that stuff and I definitely don't regret it as well. So, yeah. And if you're taking your engineering degree online, everyone's in different situations. So that's just kind of, depending on what situation you're in, but I would say go in person. It's so much more fun. Like it's kind of like a thing amongst, this is kind of like a thing amongst engineering students, is like we're all struggling together. So it makes it a little bit more enjoyable. And there's actually a study that's out there. I forget what it is, but people tend to bond more when they're sharing the same struggle, right? And you can see this in a whole bunch of other things in life, you know, like religion, or a lot of people in, let's say like firefighters, people like that, you know, everyone's, you know, going after a common goal. And, you know, obviously engineers, it's pretty hard to do. So it definitely, it allows for kind of like a bonding, if that makes sense. So yeah. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up the video for today. If you guys got this far in the video, really appreciate it. If you're new to this channel, be sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 700 subscribers. If you like this video, or if this video taught you something new, go ahead and drop a like. I really appreciate it. Also, feel free to drop a comment down below. I respond to all my comments. Thank you for getting this far in the video. Until next time.